For sure. I mean, I guess I kind of always feel like it is. I mean, you've never arrived. You're never there, and we certainly aren't there. Um, you're constantly striving for perfection, striving to get better, and with the NFL, yeah. I mean, the way it is today, I mean, it's the team will never be exactly the same. I mean, things are constantly changing. You're gonna have new faces coming in, young and old, and you adjust and you become it's a whole new identity. It's totally unique in itself. So yeah, especially in the perimeter unit when you add new faces, it takes a little bit.
You ready to do anything special, off the field, go to dinner or anything like that?
Like a date?
To build that chemistry.
No one-on-one date yet. We're not there just yet. Still more in the courting stage. No, I mean, we've hung out a lot in OTAs, and we had some team functions and stuff during the off season that we spent some time together. But no, yeah, we're not exclusive. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I mean, for sure at first, it definitely can be. I mean, as a guy you grew up watching, I mean, a veteran that's, done so much. But the great thing about being around Randy is he keeps it light. He makes it fun to play out there. So that vanished pretty quick. He's a great communicator out there. I mean, a guy that's played that much, he sees things really well, communicates well. So it's really been great working with him. Honestly, I've learned a lot. So.
Is your impression of him now different than what it was
before? Well, I guess I didn't have an impression before. I mean, besides the player he was, and the special player he was. So didn't know what to think. I'd heard some from Sean. Sean Hill played with him and had nothing but good things to say. So other than that, didn't really have an impression. So.
Now, at the end of last year, you talked about how this offense had to scratch the surface of what it could be.
Yeah.
You got an idea of where that surface is now? Is it even more than you would have because of the players you've added?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, no question, we've gotten better. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, to answer that part of it, I really think this offseason that we have gotten better. Not just in the sense that, yeah, we have a year under our belt, but I really feel like personnel-wise we've gotten better, got more depth. But yeah, I mean, I think the next step certainly comes in. The biggest form is consistency, just doing it day in and day out, play after play after play, game in and game out. I mean, there's always going to be ups and downs, but just not the fluctuation that we had last year at times.
Is it going to look different schematically?
For us, I mean, the goal is to always be really balanced and to constantly be, I mean, we don't want to be one-dimensional. We don't want to be predictable. I mean, that's not going to be us. We're constantly going to be doing things a little different, and whatever it takes to win. However we feel the best matchups that week, the best way to attack a scheme, those types of things. So, it's hard to put your finger on it.
Alex, did you grow more in this last year than you did probably in all the other years?
Tough to say. I learned a lot last year, for sure. Both, obviously, I think from teammates and especially the coaches, but learned a lot just going through those experiences as well. I mean, getting to the postseason, playing in those types of games. I mean, to an extent, you kind of got to just go through that. I mean, in order to grow in that aspect. But I've learned a lot from a lot of the people I've been around, coaches and players. I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of great coaches. But yeah, I mean, anytime, Jeep, Giro, certainly Coach Harbaugh. I mean, a guy that played the position that long. Got a lot of guys that I'm trying to soak up information from. So learned quite a bit last year.
Alex, you have some fast receivers on this team besides Monson. You have some in the past. Is it challenging or different to throw the deep ball to him or some
I think, yeah, speed is a factor. I think the other thing, I mean, certainly is his size, and his ability to play the ball in the air. Those are things we talk about growing together and learning, and it is a process. I think that's part of it, certain guys are better at different things. They have better strengths, different strengths, and so no question. I mean, those are things we just continue to work on.
Alex, teams here in the past I've covered said losing a championship game sometimes the best thing for the team as a group to come back with that collective fire. How long did that burn you at that final game? What does it mean to you this year?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, still, I think that feeling is still there. As much as we all talk about pressing delete on last year, I think really pressing delete on. I mean, obviously a lot of excitement, going to the playoffs and the 13-3 and things like that, and getting a playoff win. But I don't think anyone's pressing delete on the taste in our mouth. Working that hard to get that close to your goal and not get there is definitely, even more bitter, I think, than some of the losing seasons we've been a part of, that I've been a part of. So no question that is still there. Yeah. So whether or not it's a good thing, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Alex, this is your second season with Greg Roman. Will you be going deeper into his playbook or refining what you've already practiced?
Better question for him. First instinct would say both. Get better at what we're doing. Some things are going to stay the same. Let's get better at them, more consistent. At the same time, let's take steps in different directions. Got a large catalog of film and things to look at from last year, and really look at, hey, what do we need to do better? Maybe do we need to scrap some things? Things like that.
How serious are you about the battle for the backup job behind you? You know those guys well.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time. We spent a ton of time together. They're all they're all good guys. We got a great group in that quarterback room. I said this before. This is the most talented group I've been a part of, as far as top to bottom. To have, 4 guys that I really feel like can play at a high level. Usually you just don't see that. And they all have different strengths. They're all extremely bright, and they work extremely hard. That's the thing. And so no question. Obviously I got the best view in the house, I feel like, but no question, I really feel like those guys push me. All 3 of those guys push me every day. They come out and they all have a great mentality. When they step in there, they all go after it, and it's competitive. It's great to have in the quarterback room. I don't think you'd want it any other way. Yeah. Luckily that's not my job, because I do think that's a tough job. This year more than ever, a bunch of talented guys, a lot of depth. But no, for me, I'm not thinking about that. I really step in the huddle, and no matter who's in there, I feel confident that those guys are going to know what they're going to do. They're going to win. I think that's the great thing about having this problem, is because that's what the season's going to be like. And last year was a great testament to that how many guys we had play outside, and next guy's in, and he's got to go. That's the great aspect of football, I think. And I think that will happen, obviously, as cuts go and the reps just kind of work themselves out. As we move on towards camp, and you move into the heart of camp, that stuff kind of takes care of itself.
Well, this is going to be your first full training camp with Michael Crabtree. What can you guys do with that full camp that you haven't been able to do in the past?
He had such a great spring and summer. I think just keep doing what he's doing, what we're doing. I felt like he had a great off season. And I think just continue to work hard. The guy does so many things. He can do so many things. Unique guy in that sense that just keep getting better. In that sense, just keep getting more, like I said, more consistent, and just continue to strive to get better. Yeah, the other question, certainly it's still there. You still have that taste, but it's a brand new year. Like I said, none of us are dwelling on what happened last year. You learn from it and move on. It's the great nature of the NFL, I think. There are no easy games. Everybody's in it every year. They're unlike any other professional sport. This is the sport. I really feel like year in and year out, it's anybody. It's whoever can put it together. There's so much parity across the league as far as talent. So you got to earn